Hello everybody, my name is John Moses.
And I'm Jessica Rakejo.
And this is your Market Snapshot. Today we're going to be answering a burning question.
Are interest rates going to continue to increase?
Now before we go over that, we're going to be going over some terminology that's very important so you can understand the next few steps.
So the first one is median price. Now people often get median and average confused. Average is where you take all the numbers and you add them up and divide them by how many numbers you began with, and that's your average. Median is where you take all the numbers from 1 to infinity, you go to the very center and find that number, and typically that is the number that the most people ended up paying for something.
And it's actually going to be really cool because once you get that, you're going to see that the houses that have been selling recently have a very interesting pattern that we can talk about. Now the other terminology is just inventory count. Now, on an average, in a very healthy market, we're looking at about 6 months of inventory. That just simply means that if the world ends and nobody else decides to sell, right? Ever, then that means we have 6 months of inventory left.
Okay, so in 2020, our median home price is sitting at $335,000. So most people spent $335,000 on their home purchase. Their interest rate in March would have been around 5.1, and our inventory count for March of 2022 was sitting at 1.1, so like 32 days. I mean, that's just nuts.
Yeah, compared to a healthy market of 6, that's a huge jump. 2021, you're looking at a median of 281,500. Oh, your inventory count was about 1.3. Interest rate at the time was about 3.9.
We'll talk about 2020. So that was the first year of the pandemic, right? So in 2020, our median home price was 248. So let's just remind you again. 2020, 248. 2021, 281. And 2022, 335. Whoa, that's crazy. The interest rate in 2020 was sitting at 3.65. And our inventory count in 2020 was at 3.0. What?
Yeah.
3 months of inventory in 2020.
Yeah, so that's very important. Just remember that. That's already, when the pandemic started, right? Obviously things were just taking its turn. We were sitting at that 3% inventory. Now to kind of add some context to just to throw another year out there, 2019 pre-pandemic, before it all crazy hit the fan, the median price range is at 235, right? Still a jump, still a significant jump. You had inventory about 3.4, which is very similar to 2020, and you had an interest rate of about 4.28. Still not too far-fetched from where we're at now. And how has that been affecting us so far? Let's talk about what the buyer's experience was.
So right now, our buyers are having to come to the table with a lot of extra money, like money that they, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, nobody was thinking about throwing more money onto the table. I mean, you're talking about going to the store and buying a gallon of milk and then leaving $1 or $2 on the counter just because.
Yeah, just because you wanted to be able to purchase that milk. It's like it's crazy.
Right? Because somebody else is going to do it. We're thinking that maybe these interest rates are going to help people say, you know what, I'm going to hold on to my own money because I'm paying more monthly now. Yeah. And so, I think I'm just going to pay what you've asked me to pay.
Exactly. And then also, so what's been going on with these low interest rates, and for you guys have been experiencing this, that it's been a crazy seller market. That low inventory count has caused scarcity in the field to where there's not a lot of houses available, but you have all these people wanting to buy and take advantage of this low interest rates, right? So it's been crazy. It's been a benefit to the sellers, right? Because they have a bunch of options, but there's been a little bit of an imbalance.
They have the pick of the litter of, cash offers, different types of loans. And plenty of money on top of their asking price. I mean, that's great.
And dogs scratching at the door being part of the video.
I know, it's like, just ignore it.
So that being said, what are your thoughts? You think interest rates are going to continue? And honestly, let's just throw a curveball on there. You think it's a good thing or a bad thing?
Oh, okay. I think it's a good thing. I think that it's going to balance us out to where it brings some buying power back to the buyer without them having to give up their firstborn. I mean, and that's where we're at. It's just crazy. And so I feel good about where we're going. I really do. And I know that sounds kind of backwards, but these interest rates that we're at right now, historically, these are normal.
Yeah.
We're going back to a normal place. We're not going to an abnormal place.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think honestly, it does bring a good vibe to it, because this market is not sustainable the way it is. You know, at this lower interest rate, right? People are adding value to houses that are just going over and over. That potentially can be hazardous towards a huge crash in the potential future if there's no balance. Now that the pandemic is, you know, behind us a little bit more or less.
Seems like it.
Yeah, it seems like, hopefully. I think with this interest rates increasing, yeah, we can start seeing the balance. Inventory can start being a little bit more, you know, available. You know, buyers holding back a little bit because they're like, I don't really want to spend all that plus have to give all that extra, and then inventory starts to slowly increase in more houses.
And take the psychological piece of paranoia out of it, where I saw the house, should we put in an offer today?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like, we want to take
hectic.
that, we want people to go out and really shop and make the best decision for themselves, for their families, for their loved ones, not feel pressured into purchasing something because it's going to be gone tomorrow.
Interest rates have increased and are potentially going to continue to increase. How much, we really don't know. But with what we were able to find out, what the data shows, is that at the end of the day, we're looking for balance, right? That's what all it is a search for balance, a search to make things right against all consumers, right? And it feels like that's, I mean, right now, literally from all the years past, you know, 5% is actually pretty average.
Pretty normal.
Yeah, we've seen, you know, 7-8%, 2008. We've seen back in
1980?
17? That's crazy.
17%. Can you imagine?
Crazy. I'm sure there's variables that cause that. However, we're trying to give you all the information so you can make that educated decision, right? So if you are in a financial position to actually pursue these properties aggressively, or just really need to, then, you know, it's safe. It's safe to move forward because you're gaining at the end of the day an asset. You can actually, you know, make adjustments down the line. But if you are financially in a position to do so, then go ahead. You know, we're here to help out.
Yep. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to do your due diligence. Go out there and shop for a loan. See what you qualify for. See what it's going to cost you to qualify for that. Nobody can tell you what's good for you better than yourself. You know, your neighbor may be able to do this, your mother, your father, your whoever may be able to do that, but only you can find out what you can do.
Absolutely. So you guys have any questions, let us know. If you think we're crazy for thinking that this is a good thing, let us know too. You know, we're all here for our opinions, but we just want to provide you information so we can all move together in a very positive way. We wish nothing but successes for everybody watching and everybody in general.
That's right.
My name is John Moses.
And I'm Jessica Raquejo.
And this is your Market Snapshot.
It's better to be in it
than out.
than out.
Remy, calm the hell down, man. Trying to make a video.